Hey, everybody, I really hope you'll take a couple minutes and listen to this before you listen to the song I posted along with this. Kenny Poole was probably one of the most eminent guitar players out of the Cincinnati region. I believe he resided in Norwood, and he used to hang out at Shirley's Music quite a bit on Montgomery Road in Norwood. Just a little bit of history that I do know about him. I did know him personally, but he wouldn't know me from Adam. I got to experience him playing a lot here in town, down at the Blue Wisp. He would also do things with Cal Collins where Kenny would be playing bass with Terry Moore. They had a trio in town. And I used to teach in a store called Howard Early Music. And the gentleman who taught in the studio next to me was kind of the senior teacher. His name was Herb Rogers. I had no idea now, I mean, looking back, I had no idea then how much influence Herb Rogers would have on my liking of the guitar, my enjoyment of the guitar. There were many name brand people, guitar players at that time. This would have been mid to late 70s, maybe 78, 79, that would come into Herb's studio, and they would just go through tunes, play stuff. They weren't really lessons. These guys were on similar ground. And I was sitting in a room next to him. I could hear this all the time. I wish I would have known at the time what I was listening to. So anyway, I was handed a CD from a friend of mine, Bob Poe, that was Kenny Poole and a clarinet player. And I'm working on a little project, just having fun with it, with Mark Dotterman, who's an excellent sax and clarinet player. And we get together once every 2 weeks and just play through tunes. So I plug this CD into my machine, and out comes Kenny Poole and this clarinet player. His first name was Tom, and I'll leave his last name in the notes. I don't want to butcher it. And within about a minute, I just turned it off, and I picked up the phone and called Mark and said, I quit. My guitars are all for sale. And, Kenny Poole and this Tom guy. And Mark says, oh, I know Tom. I said, I played with him in several big bands over the years. Really fine player. And I said, yeah, really fine player. And Mark said, well, he said, they're both dead. We can still catch up. I just thought that was great. And no offense to Tom or to Kenny, but I thought it was a pretty interesting observation. Of course, said in jest. But anyway, this song, I've dropped my guitar down to D. So this is dropped it down to C, a full step. Kenny played a 7-string, and I think he also did tune down maybe a half a step. At least when I saw him, that's where he was most of the time. I had no idea that he would drop it down 2 full steps, and it will play out of tune because the strings are so lax that when I put my hand on them, it pulls them down, pulls it out of tune. So please excuse me for that. I'm sure he played with a much heavier string, and I'm sure there's people out there that knew Kenny and knew all the intricacies of his guitar. I don't. Okay, enjoy. Thanks for listening.